Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome back to She Will Empower. I'm your host, Jessica Cherry. I'm a strategic intervention and empowerment coach, an NLP practitioner, an empowerment community director, a certified sound bath practitioner, social media and marketing gal, and your Tuesday morning wake up club host on 94.3 KWVH Wimberley Valley Radio, where we bring real talk, real tools, and real empowerment straight to the airwaves. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. And if you're listening on the podcast replay, welcome to this space where we talk about mindset, growth, psychology, and the real life decisions that shape who we become. This show is for people who are trying to do better in life, the ones building careers, the ones raising kids, the ones caring for aging parents, the ones reinventing themselves, and also for the ones who feel like their brain never shuts off. And today, we're talking about something that quietly determines the entire direction of your life. And I don't think that it gets the spotlight that it deserves, really. It's something that I always remind people at the end of my podcast episodes. And I truly, truly believe it compounds and it can really change the trajectory of where you're going. And no, it's not huge, dramatic decisions. It's not that. And it's not the sell everything to move to Bali decisions. No, it's not that. And it's not, I'm going to turn the page and rip everything away and fall apart at the seams or throw the stack of paper up in the air and say, I'm out, like in the movies. No, it's none of that. It's micro decisions, the tiny decisions, the invisible decisions, the ones that you make every single day without realizing they're shaping your entire future. We're going to talk about that today, and we're going to pair that with something that almost everyone struggles with today. Can you guess? I will tell you. It is overthinking. Because here's the truth. Overthinking keeps people stuck. Overthinking kills the momentum. And there's a couple of quotes actually that I've heard, and I don't know who this first one is from, but that quote stuck with me. And it is this: overthinking is the mind trying to solve a problem that action could resolve. And that just hit home for me. And I hope that it hit home for you too. And there's one more quote actually that I love, and it's about overthinking. And it says, overthinking is fear wearing a disguise of preparation. That's a good one, right? Overthinking is fear wearing the disguise of preparation. And when you think about it, it's true. Overthinking is really not where it's at, people. It's the micro decisions that move people forward. And when you understand the connection or the relationship between the two, something powerful happens. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, right? There's no such thing as perfect. And you start building a life one small decision at a time. So today, we're unpacking why your brain overthinks so many things and the psychology behind micro decisions and how small daily choices change your entire trajectory, and why successful people move before they feel ready, and how to quiet the mental noise so you can finally move forward. So grab your coffee or go on your walk or sit in the car for some me time before you go inside, because this episode might change just how you make decisions for the rest of your life. All right. So let's talk about why your brain will not shut off. And trust me, I've been there, and sometimes I still am. And then for that, I want to start with overthinking. Because if you're listening to this right now, there's a good chance that your brain does something like this. You replay conversations that you had in your head, and sometimes for far longer than you really should. You analyze text messages, so you look and you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have said that, or why did I text that, or oh my God, I should have said that or this. And you just self analyze. And trust me, I've been there a time or two myself. You rethink decisions you already made. So you live in these loops, right? These loops of thinking. And sometimes you live in the past. You go to bed and suddenly your brain says, hey, I want to revisit that awkward thing you said back in 2012, right? And you want to say, why, brain? Why do you do this to me? I just want to watch dancing animal videos and go to sleep, okay? Sound familiar? Here's the truth most people don't know. Overthinking is not a personality flaw, it's a brain protection strategy. And let me explain what I mean by that. Your brain's primary job is survival, not happiness, not confidence, and not fulfillment. Its primary job is survival. So when your brain sees uncertainty, it starts scanning for threats. It asks questions like, what if this goes horribly wrong? Or what if they judge you, right? You're thinking, like, oh my God, I don't want anybody to judge me. And what if you fail? And what if you embarrass yourself? It's just your brain asking all these things, right? So it's just what if, what if this, what if that? And so the brain keeps looping and analyzing and replaying, trying to solve every possible outcome before you act. It's like trying to be two steps ahead and over analyzing it all. But here's the problem. Life doesn't work that way. You cannot overthink your way into certainty every single time and stay and live in this headspace. And overthinking creates the illusion of control, while actually, in reality, overthinking is instead keeping you frozen in the same place. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the trap of perfect decisions. Most people believe that they need to make the perfect decision at the perfect time. So you've heard it, I've heard it. It's the I'm just waiting for the right time. And it's what many, many people say. So they wait for the perfect career move and the perfect business idea and the perfect timing. But most successful people in the world understand something different. And this is so key and it's so pivotal. It's this. Progress is built through imperfect decisions. It's like Tony Robbins talks about this a lot, as well as a lot of other leaders in business. And here's the thing successful people make decisions faster, not recklessly, but decisively, because they know something many people don't. You don't gain clarity by thinking, you gain clarity by moving. Movement reveals information thinking never will. Think about it. You don't know if a job will be the right one until you start it, and you don't know if a business will work until you launch it, and you don't know if an idea is good until you test it. And you won't know if you like a car until you test drive it. And you won't know how to ride a bike by overthinking if you like the seat, right? Yet people sit for years waiting for that certainty. And the brain loves that because certainty feels safe. But certainty is where dreams go to die. Growth growth dies in the comfort zone. Literally, you don't grow in nice, warm, cozy comfort zones. That's not where the grit is, right? It's not where it's at. Expansion, adventure, learning, dreaming big, actions. Yeah, those live in the opposite part of the mental space than the warm and fuzzy comfort zone. Comfort zone and certainty feels nice, they feel wonderful, but they won't get you from point A to point B. They will keep you frozen because that feels safe. Now, let's talk about micro decisions. This concept is life changing, actually, once you really see it. Your life is not only shaped of big moments, it's also shaped by tiny choices, really even tiny, tiny ones. Let me give you some examples of what I mean by this. So, the decision to wake up 20 minutes earlier than normal, to go for a walk even when you weren't before, or to send the email instead of procrastinating about it, or to apply for the job instead of just hitting that favor or that like one, or starting the conversation that you have been avoiding or needed to, or posting the content finally and taking it out of drafts, or drinking water instead of soda, or reading a book instead of scrolling or doom scrolling, right? Or buying those family tickets instead of just thinking about it. or trying a meditation for 10 minutes instead of doom scrolling. These are all small, but stacked over time, they change everything. They have the power to change your career, your health, your relationships, your family, your confidence, your future. Success is not one giant leap. It's thousands of micro decisions pointing in the same direction. Let me give you a real life example. Imagine two people. Person A wakes up every day and says, "You know what? I'm going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll exercise. I'll take that walk tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll start that business. Tomorrow, I'll make that email. Tomorrow, I will make that call." And that tomorrow becomes next week. And that next week becomes next month. And that next month becomes next year. Now imagine person B. They make that one micro decision, just one. So they make the decision to walk 10 minutes a day. They send that one email that's been sitting in their drafts. They write that one page they needed. Nothing dramatic, but they repeat that decision every day. And 1 year later, those two people live completely different lives. Not because one had more talent than the other. No, but because one made constant micro decisions. And tiny decisions compound over time. Tiny moves compact and they make major moves over time. Think of one tiny decision being a fire ant. And think about the power of a whole fire ant colony and the power that they have together, right? I just thought of fire ants because I saw a mound outside, and it led me to think of this analogy, but I think it's a good one because think of each ant being a small decision. And look at the power of those small decisions when they have been stacked together. It's amazing. It's amazing when they're stacked together. So now back to overthinking. Now, here's where overthinking sabotages everything. Overthinking tells you, wait just one more, wait. Or overthinking will tell you, research more. You haven't researched enough. You have not Googled the same topic 50 times yet. You need to research more. Or overthinking will tell you, you know what? You just need to analyze it more. You haven't analyzed it enough. You spent the last 3 months analyzing it, but you know what? Not enough time. You need more time. Analyze it more. Or think longer, think harder. But every single time you delay action, you reinforce a pattern in the brain. The brain learns thinking equals safety. And so next time you face a decision, the brain doubles down. So it's more analysis, more doubt, more hesitation. And what happens when you are in this loop and you can't get out of it, you start to lose time. And we only get one life here, folks. You don't want to spend your days overthinking because you don't get those days back. And that's why some people feel stuck for years, not because they lack ability, because they train their brain to prioritize overthinking over movement. So let's talk about that. Here's a real question on it. Once we recognize that this is where we are, this is where we are here, right? This is our mental space, then what do? How do we get unstuck, right? How do we correct it? Well, here's how you interrupt it. There's 3 steps to this process, okay? So if you have a pen and paper, write it down. If you don't, save this episode, come back to it because these will help you to stop overthinking and break the cycle. So step 1 is to shrink the decision. Let me explain. Instead of asking, "Should I change careers?" For example, have that one question. "Should I change careers?" I want you to ask yourself, "What is one small step that I can make today?" All right, so the answer could be send the message or research one program or talk to someone in that industry or make the phone call or send the email or follow that person on LinkedIn instead of just looking at their profile. Okay, so step 1 is asking yourself, what is one small step that I can make today? All right, that's step 1. Step 2 is creating decision deadlines. Now, your brain loves endless thinking. I mean, that's what a brain does, right? Brains think. So obviously, it loves thinking. So give it a boundary. An example of a brain boundary could be, I will decide by Friday. So, doing this prevents analysis paralysis. So, you set a deadline and then you hold yourself accountable to that deadline. Okay. So, step two was setting a decision deadline. All right. You got that? So, let's talk about step three. Step three is really important. It is move before confidence arrives. This one is huge. It's so important. And this is where many, many people fail and they stop right here. So I want to say something important to you, and I'm hoping that it sticks. Because if you let this land, it can change so many things in your life. Okay? Listen. Confidence is not the prerequisite for action. Confidence is the result of action. See, confidence doesn't build action. Action is what builds confidence. See, people wait to feel confident, but confidence grows after movement, not before. Confidence grows after you move. It's like riding a bike. You cannot be confident until you actually try it and do it and fall and do it again and fall again and get back up and try and try and try. I'll use my kids as an example. Okay. We have our kids in different activities. And my daughter, for example, is in tumbling. And in the very, very beginning, she couldn't do a cartwheel. And she was so sad that she couldn't. And it was frustrating. And she wanted to quit. She didn't even want to walk in the building anymore. And she was totally not confident. But she kept on and she kept going and she made the decision to keep trying. And with each single action, with each micro decision she took towards that goal, her confidence built up. And now those cartwheels are flawless, in addition to her roundoffs, her back handsprings, and her front handsprings, and all those other tricks that she can do now. It's the same philosophy. So, step three was move before confidence arrives. And all the leaders, no matter what field they're in, they will back this up. They do it scared, they do it uncertain, but you know what they do? They do it anyway. So, I hope you take these three steps to heart and recap. Let's recap them. Step one was to shrink the decision into small steps and make the small step happen. That was step one. Step two is to create decision deadlines and stick to them. That's the other important part of step two is to stick to those decision deadlines that you make. That trains your brain. Once the decision deadline is there, that's the deadline and I'm keeping it. Step three is to move before confidence arrives. Okay. Remember, confidence is built through action. It's not the other way around. You got to do the action to get the confidence. All right. See, when you start making micro decisions daily, something powerful happens. Your identity naturally begins to change, and you stop seeing yourself as someone who procrastinates, and you stop seeing yourself as someone who overthinks, and you stop seeing yourself as someone who hesitates and you start seeing yourself as someone who moves, someone who tries, someone who acts. You start seeing yourself as that person because you are acting as that person. And identity drives behavior. And once you believe you are someone who takes action, guess what? Everything changes because that's exactly the person that you are. Because you are about it. You're not just the talking. You're not just the talk, right? You're not just talking the talk. You're walking the walk here, right? You're walking the walk. You are all about it. So let me leave you with this thought. Your future is not determined by one big decision. There's no way. Your future is bricks. Your future is brick by brick by brick. You want to build that house, it's brick by brick by brick. You want to build that future, it's one thing at a time. It is one foot. It is one foot in front of the other. It's determined by the tiny choices you repeat every day. And yes, life will throw some big moves your way and you will have a big move and you will make these big decisions. That's going to happen. But the everyday life is tiny moves. It's little decisions. It's waking up early and going for the walk. It's changing your diet. It's one meal at a time. It's tiny choices you repeat every day, tiny moves that you are creating in your life that are creating big impact. So, the 5 minutes that you invest in yourself, the conversation you decided to have, or the risk you decided to finally take, all of that, you will see that overthinking makes life feel more complicated. But progress is actually simple. It's literally one foot in front of the other. And even if it's a small, little child, tiny step, you just keep it moving. You don't let yourself stagnate. Make that next small decision. Take the next one, then the next step, then the next one after that, and the next one after that. Make those little steps. It's that one choice, that one decision at a time. And before you know it, you're going to look back and your life has changed. And all those little things created something big. Think of the one Lego. If you're a parent, think of the one random Lego, right? That one Lego is that one small decision, and you stack it and you build it and you put one Lego with another Lego, and you start to build. And when you look back, you have stacked those tiny Legos that hurt like heck when you step on them, and you have created a life-sized lion or a skyscraper scene or just something that you are extremely internally proud of. You can do tiny moves. I fully support you. You are empowered. And if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who needs it, because chances are someone in your life is stuck in their own overthinking loop. And it's not something that a lot of people share openly, but a lot of people overthink and a lot of people overanalyze and a lot of people don't move on the dreams that they have and they feel stuck. So, someone in your life is stuck in their own overthinking loop. And sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for someone is just to simply say, start small, but just start. And remember, you are capable of more than you think. Sometimes the only thing standing between where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow is that one small decision and the courage to make it. My name is Jessica Cherry, and this is She Will Empower. It's your space for truth, tools, and real transformation. No fluff, no bypassing, just the work that actually changes things. You can catch brand new episodes every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on KWVH 94.3 Wimberley Valley Radio. And of course, you can listen anytime, anywhere on your favorite podcast platform. Just search She Will Empower, and I'll be right there waiting for you. And if you're an early riser or you're trying to become one, come hang out with me every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the Wake Up Club on Wimberley Valley Radio. It's cozy, it's fun, it's full of great music and real conversations. Every Tuesday, I get to interview the Wimberley Valley Chamber of Commerce, and I also interview our Wimberley mayor. That is so much fun. And then the 7 o'clock a.m. hour, sometimes I have guests, and if not, I play so much great music for you, and you get to know all about the community and the latest things that are happening. It's cozy, it's fun, it's full of great music and real conversations. And honestly, it's one of the best ways to start your morning feeling grounded, connected to community, and a little more alive. Now, if you're in Central Texas and your nervous system feels fried or wired or overwhelmed or like you're running on fumes for way too long and you just need a moment to reset, I'd love to see you in person at Lone Star Sound Baths. Just search Lone Star Sound Baths on social media and you'll find me. I guide immersive sound bath experiences designed to help you soften, settle, and truly reset your mind, your body, and your spirit. It's one of the most healing offerings I provide, and serving our community in this way is something that I deeply love. And I want to say that half the time that I am playing in a sound bath experience, it's always to someone who was attending their first sound bath. And I love that. I love making people feel relaxed. And you can also connect with me through Ladies Lifestyle Network Hayes County where I host monthly empowerment and networking events all across the Hill Country in Hayes County. These gatherings feature powerful women speakers, local nonprofits, incredible women owned businesses, and some truly amazing and beautiful venues. And I love doing this. Women come to these rooms to grow and to be seen and to rise together and to create community together and friendships. And I have loved doing this. I've been doing this for about a year and a half now. And I've personally watched lifelong friendships and game changing business connections, even for my own self personally, form right before my eyes. And it's truly magical when people come together and create love, harmony, and community and friendship. It's beautiful. And if you want more personal look behind the scenes of who I am with motherhood, entrepreneurship, healing, real life as it unfolds, fun things, you can go find me over on social media at Life of a Cherry Wife. And if you've ever needed help with social media and marketing and you're in Central Texas, you can also find me on Howdy Social. And truly, thank you for being with me here today. Thank you for showing up, for doing the work, and for choosing growth, even when it stretches you. I know that choosing growth can be hard, it can be difficult. We are all in our own seasons, and not really that many people know about our seasons. Many of us try to hold it in until we can't and until we need help. And that's what I'm here for. And going back to tiny choices, I want you to do one small thing today for your future self because even if it's something tiny, tiny moves add up. I promise you they do. Tiny choices compound. And sometimes one small decision becomes the moment and the movement that changes everything for you. Tiny moves create big impact, and big impact could be the confidence boost you need today. And I promise you, creating tiny moves will help you get from point A to point B. It's like the tortoise and the hare. Sometimes you don't have to be as fast as a rabbit. You can be the slow turtle. As long as it's one foot in front of the other, it'll get you there. So stay powerful, stay grounded, stay connected, and have the most amazing, beautiful day and week. This is Jessica Cherry with She Will Empower, and I will see you next time. Have a great day and goodbye.